Alright guys, let's do something a little different today. I actually got this link to work to the what I believe to be the last MTH catalog, 2020 Volume 2. This was a better time in model railroading in my opinion. This is when Line actually had competition. Both manufacturers were producing catalogs. You weren't getting these ridiculous emails from, what new thing they were making today from MTH like they do now. I really wish we could go back to where we just had catalogs from MTH. I don't really care for their new style of the way they want to offer the same 4 steam engines every year, but they were still doing their thing to really kind of put some pressure on Lionel. So this catalog here is going to be RailKing and Premier. I'm not going to do all of the other weird scales that MTH does. So anyways, let's jump into this. And I haven't seen this catalog since 2020, so this will be interesting. So there we go. All right, so MTH has a few different product lines, or had a few different product lines. I don't know how it works now with them, but you see you had RailKing Scale, then you had Imperial, and then obviously you have Premier, which everybody knows, the purple box. I've never actually ran an Imperial engine in person, or I'm sorry, I've never ran one. I've seen them, just not in person. I've seen them on YouTube or whatever, but they seem to be a nice product. And here it gives you, breakdown of what you can expect with each one of these different lines. Obviously, Premier is going to be the full scale stuff. All right, so first here we got the 284 Imperial Burke. These were retailing for $499.95, so they're obviously not going to be a scale engine. But by all means, they look pretty good, except the marker. I hate when they, the non-scale stuff, they put the marker lights in real close like that. I don't care if they look like little crab eyes or something, but you can see in nickel plate Wheeling Lake Erie. And for all you people like to love to complain about the gap between the tender and engine on Lionels, man, might not want to look at some of these MTHs. Hurt your feelings. So we got the 464 Hudson. These are $479.95, and by all means, these kind of look. I guess these would be equivalent to like a Lion Chief, maybe a little bit higher quality than a Lion Chief. I'm not real sure, but they're not terrible looking engines, especially if you have a smaller layout or you have a smaller budget. These probably would have been a really good offering. I don't know if MTH still even makes Imperial line. You got 462 Pacifics. Now you got the chassis. The chassis colors don't look right. And Lionel's typically, known for, or not Lionel, sorry. MTH is typically, I think, a little better at getting colors correct. Now you do have the B&O President Washington, and if you've seen RJ's recent video, he was running, I think, this engine and the cars, or maybe the engine was Premier. I don't know. I'm not real sure, but it's a good looking engine on his video. And these were $459. I feel like that's a good price. 460 10 wheelers. I'm not a big fan of these kinds of engines, but they were $459. Then we got the non-scale Commodore. These were $449. They would run on 031 curves. I understand breast cancer awareness is very important. I'm just not buying a pink engine that says on board for your cure. I'm not buying that. Just my opinion. And I'm not real big on these non-scale Commodores. I think they look a little weird. The Rexall train. Okay, cool. 49ers. It's another weird looking engine. Like I feel like the regular 49er, the UP is okay, but these two look a little janky. Alright, here we got RailKing Scale. Now these are on 031s. These were $359, and you had some different road names. Obviously you got Long Island. People probably love that. Washington Terminal, Gulf, Mobile, and Ohio. And then the Eastman Kodak. That's a cool one. I like that one. I'm just not a big RS1 or 3 fan. Here we have RS3. They're $359. I just feel like they're weird looking engines, and I probably will never have one in my collection. We have Alco FA2s. It's funny. There's a lot of stuff in this catalog that resembles another catalog I know about, but anyways, these are $399. You get a non-powered B for $149. Look at that. MTH is offering non-powered Bs. Now I know these aren't Premier for $150. Lionel could probably take notes. EMD E8s. These were $399. Obviously the B&O. I think the colors look a little weird. California Zephyr looks nice. And then we go to the GP7s. And who doesn't like GP7s? If you don't like GP7s, I don't know if I could trust you. Alco C28, or sorry, C628s. A buddy of mine likes these albatrosses. They're not my favorite thing. I like the C420s a little better, but EMD SW 1500s. We got the NASA, or as some people like to call it, Nassau. I don't know where that comes from, but whatever. They, one of the things I always appreciated about MTH is they did odd road names that you may have never heard of. I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, you got MP15s. This is cool. I have no idea what Rose Aces is. Rose Acres. Sorry, Rose Acres. The GM one's cool. Now, I feel like maybe if Lionel didn't offer 47 engines in the catalog, maybe they would have had a little bit better time. I don't know, but I do wish the MTH was still around the way that they used to be. I understand they still produce product. It's just not to the level and extent that they were. So maybe at some point they'll come back. Here you got B&O Alco PAs, 439. Now obviously these aren't Premier, so when we get to Premier the prices will probably change. The GM Aero train, I think this is a very unique train. I don't know that I would ever have bought this thing. So the front is obviously like the engine looks crazy, right? But look at this. It looks like the back looks like a 57 Nomad or something. I kind of like it. It was at 459, and yet different ones there. New York Central UP and Rock Island. Um, cool little things they had back in the day. Imperial SD70 Aces. Now these I'm not a fan of. They clearly look way too stumpy. But I'm always a fan of the Presidential Air Force One, and we have more because we always have to have 9 million Aces when they make them. ES44s. I'd like to have this in like a scale. This camo one. I'm not a big CSX guy, but I think this engine's cool. I would say police on the back. Indeed. Oh, it's a law enforcement one. Okay. Makes sense why it says police. And we have obviously the matching rolling stock. Now, here we get to the political trains, which I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, trains and politics don't go together. Shut up, bro. Nobody cares. So I actually have the Trump-Pence 2020, and when I ordered this, so it's interesting that this says Imperial, because the box says RailKing. But when I ordered this, I wasn't aware that they made a Premier Trump engine. I would have bought that instead. Then obviously, well, you don't see these very often, do you? You're probably sleeping somewhere. And then we had a bunch of the Trump rolling stock. I would like to have the trolley. That'd be a cool piece to have. The rest of this, I'm not so big on a lot of this stuff, but they're fair prices. The trolley was only 80 bucks. Hell, that's not bad. Alright, we got subways, something I know exactly zero about. I've been on a subway once in my life, and I believe it was in DC. Pretty sure it was DC. Maybe it's Baltimore. I don't know. Can't remember now. I was in 8th grade. Anyways, we got subway sets here. We're probably going to skip over this because I have no idea what I'm talking about. They're New York City Q types, whatever that means. And then we're going to go to the RailKing rolling stock. We'll skip through this because it's RailKing rolling stock. And I mean, the prices are good. Well, I feel like it's a little high for RailKing, but could just be me. Oh, look. Cabooses, not cabin cars. Wonder what the difference is. Nobody knows. These military cars are cool. If these were scaled, these would have been alright. I really like the ones with the Hummers on them. That's pretty cool. I did like the flat cars that MTH made with the Abrams on them. I used to really want those, and then I seen the price on them one day. I was like, we don't need those. Alright, now we're going to get to the Premier line, something I'm a little more interested in. Obviously, if you follow my channel, you know what's in my collection, which is dominated by scale stuff. So yeah, let's skip past this. And if you're interested in proto scale 3.2, how you change it from 3-rail to 2-rail. Or let me rephrase that. Probably not how you. Oh yeah, easy convertible from high rail to scale. Yeah, there you go. That's how you change it. Anatomy of a Premier steam engine, 765. I bet you that's gonna be in here. So naturally. All right, so we got the Reading T1s. Now, if you've watched some other catalog reviews, I want a chassis system T1 so bad. And unfortunately for me, I'm only going to probably get the legacy version because I will tell you that while MTH steam engines are extremely nice, I despise their drawbar and their little plug and all of the bullshit that goes along with it. I much prefer to buy a legacy steam engine and have an IR sensor on the drawbar, and there's no nonsense involved. But that does not take away the fact that MTH does make some really, really good looking models. I just don't care for the way they run, and I'm not a big fan of the sound sets on the steam engines from MTH. But I'm not opposed to buying PS2, or I think if I buy like a PS3, maybe I have to upgrade it to a PS3 kit so I can get a tether on it. I don't know, man, but it just I dislike this drawbar. So even if I was to see this MTH uh, Chessie T1, I probably wouldn't buy it because I despise running PS3 Steam. But anyways, these are offered in high rail or scale wheels. They're for the same price. They do have a quillable whistle now, and they were only $1,200 back in 2020. I feel like that was way cheaper than Lionel's. A lot cheaper than Lionel's. Naturally, I feel like if MTH is making a catalog, or when they were making catalogs, I feel like the big boy was in like every other catalog. Not the Lionel. Well, Lionel's a lot better. They don't do them nowhere near as often. But these retailed for $1,700, which is what I feel like big boys should be. Now, there are some people that will try to tell you that MTH's big boy is better than the Lionel big boy. But the Lionel big boy works. A good friend of mine has a MTH Premier Big Boy, and it's been in the shop more than it's been in his house. So, yeah, I'll just stick with my Lionel Big Boys. They seem to work when I need them to. So, but I love the price on these. Maybe part of that price that it's so low is because they stay in the shop, and they offered so you can get an oil burner, which is current situation for 4014, or you could do the rest of them are all coal. So we got what cab numbers do we have? 4005, 4012, 4000, and 4014. They're nice. MTH Big Boys are nice. I just feel like the Lionels are better. The 440 American, again, these are not my kind of engines. I will probably never own one of these. This is a good looking engine, the Empire State Express. I've seen this engine for sale at York several times. Great looking engine. I haven't seen this B&O one. Now, if I see this B&O one, I might own one of these because I feel like that'd probably be a good looking engine in person. But the Jupiter and all that stuff, it's not my deal. But these were $900, and then obviously when MTH was doing pre-orders, you didn't get as much off as you do from Lionel. So maybe that's because MTH's prices are lower to start with. But here we are, the 284 Burke, naturally 765. Early lettering 765. Late lettering 1223. It's different. They went with the 1223 instead of the 1225. I wonder what the reasoning of that was. And then you have 763. That's so you could start to over the years you probably could collect a nice fleet of nickel plate Burks if you want to get different numbers. The GE 44 tonner. I know there's a lot of love for this thing. I have exactly negative 50 amount of love for the 44 tonner. They're not my deal. I don't see the hype behind them. But hey, if you guys love them, have at it. The New York Dock Railway. That's a kind of a cool one. I feel like somebody I knew had the C&O one. But yeah. All right, Alco S2s, switchers, $479. I feel like it's a fair price. GP7s, as I said before, if you don't love GP7, something's wrong with you. I just do not like this paint scheme of the B&O on a GP7. I just rather have the blue one. But $499, I feel like it's a decent price. EMD SD45 low hood. Now these are good looking. This is a good looking engine. Well, from this angle, I don't care for them so much for this, but I do love this paint scheme. The Great Northern with the old hustle muscle. I just find that nice. 519 was the retail. SD35s. Got some good road names. Got the mighty B&O. Wisconsin Central. As you know, I'm a collector of the Wisconsin Central now. These are 519 retail. And then we go to GP38-2s. Congratulations, MTH. You understand that people love GP38-2s. If Lionel could maybe, make them again, that would be great. Or if, maybe MTH would, or maybe MTH sold their tooling to Atlas. I feel like Atlas just did a run of them, which I may try to pick up when they come in. But Central, Texas, and Colorado River. It's a unique paint scheme. Never seen that. F3s in War Bonnet. Feel like you can't go wrong with that paint scheme. So these were A units are 469. A B unit is 199 for non-power. And then so okay, you can pick and choose what you want here. If you want to do an AB or you want to do an ABA, it's like you do an ABA, it gets pretty pricey, but MTH's F units are nice. I have a set of E units, they're nice. And then we go to the GP40s. U.S. Air Force. It's different. You don't see that one every day. Richmond, or RF&P Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac. I have a friend of mine that would probably buy that if they remade it. 519 for GP40. It's not terrible. SD40-2 is one of my favorite diesels with the damn porch deck in the front and the back. I just really like these. And they did them in chassis. I like that. SD70 Aces naturally, and then we did all the CPs. I feel like we did all the CPs here, but I like this paint scheme. Looks nice. SD70 Max. Not one of my favorite diesels. I feel like this part looks clunky. I've just never liked them. These are 519. That's not terrible. There's a good picture of SD70 pulling a big boy. Back from California. Oh, sorry, these are the Max. Those are just SD70Ms. These are 70 Max. Couldn't tell you the difference. These are 18.5 by 18.5 by 2 and 5/8 by 4. Huh. Are they the same? Pretty much. Maybe a 70M and a Mac are the same. I don't know. ES44s. I feel like this one was a hot commodity for a long time. I feel like this one still is the honoring the first responders one. I feel like people always are looking for that one. It's a cool touch, American flag on the back there. And then we go to Premier Rolling Stock. Or sorry, we don't go to Premier Rolling Stock. That's just rolling stock for those. Turbo Train here. You got it in Via Rail, however you're supposed to say it. I'm not sure. New Haven, Penn Central, Canadian National, and the Amtrak. These were $7.99 for the 3-pack, and then $109 to get the extra add-on passenger car. I feel like it's a good price for these. Somebody should remake these again. Who has the tooling for this? Anybody know? P5A box cabs. These are not my thing at all. I mean, they look a little better when you make them look like a GG1, but these things are terrible. They're only $8.49. Now we're going to the freight. We'll just skim through this. You got auto carriers, probably the worst auto carriers in O-scale. PS1 single door box cars. I'm just not real big on MTH freight cars. I used to really like MTH freight. Then I discovered this company called Atlas. So, and are these offered in? Oh, okay. So you can. Yeah, this is when they were doing 6-packs for $3.49. Not a terrible deal. Center flows, military cars. So you got the same. These are scale cars with the same vehicles as they were in RailKing. Trash containers. We'll probably never own one of those. Twin stacks. I don't know how good the MTH twin stacks are. Obviously, Atlas probably runs the world on that. Coil cars and tank cars. Crane and tenders. And then cabooses for days. Then you have passenger cars to match all of the engines that they had in this catalog. Another thing that Lionel should probably take notes on. But I feel like they're not very good at taking notes. Now these passenger cars, are these the Woodsides? Yes, the Woodsides, yes. Yes. I am trying to find these B&O Woodsides. Every time I see them, so you got the 3-pack, and then you got a 3-pack add-on. And every time I find the B&O ones, they're always expensive. Always. Oh, and a B&O single, so 7 Woodside cars to go behind that little engine that can't pull 7 cars probably, but I'll pull them with an EM1. I don't care. I think the Woodside coaches are really nice. Alright, man. I guess that's it. And we got some great pictures here from, I don't know whose railroads these are, but these are nice pictures. Black Diamond or somebody probably. I don't know. Anyways, that'll about do it for this catalog, boys. Now, like I said, I really wish MTH would get it together and have catalogs again, but apparently that's a known thing that's not going to happen. So we can just all look back when MTH had catalogs, and this catalog is good, man. There's a lot of product in this catalog. I don't know how that's sustainable for as long as MTH did it. I don't feel like how much of that stuff was getting ordered and whatever, but that's not my deal. But I really wish that MTH would have catalogs again because I love catalogs, and B, I feel like it's a lot easier to see the product from a manufacturer when they have a catalog and not sending out random emails. So that's just my thoughts. You guys may think I'm ridiculous, but that's fine. That's fine. Anyways, there will be a new Lionel catalog coming out this week. I will have a video up on that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, take a minute to subscribe. Join my Discord. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever you want to do, man. Other than that, go run some trains. Have a great weekend. And until next time, I'm a holla at y'all.